This is our first night anchored in the San Blas Islands, or the Cunha, as it's known around here. This is a great example of one of those places where you need to have complete confidence in your anchor.
We're Sheryl and Paul Sheryl, hosts of the Distant Shores Sailing Adventure TV series. This time we explore the amazing San Blas Islands of Panama on the final cruise aboard our Southerly 480 Distant Shores 3.
Your anchor is really one of the most important systems on the boat. The windlass, the chain, and to really know you have a solid anchor down there. So this is the very first time that we have set our brand new Lewmar Epsilon Anchor that we're testing out. We dropped it down when we came in, was not able to go and swim on it to see how it looked, and it just dug in perfectly, it seemed, just great. And now we're swinging here in 25 to 30 knots gusts, and we'll go take a look at it tomorrow and see how it does. So this is the first night on the Lewmar Epsilon Anchor test.
We're anchored off the West Hollandaise Keys in the San Blas Islands, where we arrived last night after a bash to windward from mainland Panama. The new Lewmar Epsilon Anchor we're testing out on this cruise held strongly through the night and comes up clean. It's a 32 kilogram anchor, 70 pounds, with an optional removable roll bar. We'll be trying it out in various conditions as we cruise through these remote, beautiful islands.
Whenever we anchor, I tie a stretchy line onto the anchor chain to act as a shock absorber. We call this a snubber, and it reduces snatch loads on the bow fittings. That's a chafe guard over the line at the roller. As you can see here, as the load increases, the line stretches more than 6 inches. Winds today are blowing around 20 knots, just a typical Caribbean windy day. We want to test the anchor in tougher conditions, so we use the motor to increase the pull on the chain. I estimate we're simulating more like 40 knot winds as we bounce the boat back on the chain by building up a bit of momentum with the motor. We use a Variprop 4-blade feathering propeller on Distant Shores 3. The Epsilon anchor is designed to work either with the roll bar or without it if the bow design would restrict the way the anchor stows. Although we can store it with the roll bar, I want to test the Epsilon in both configurations. With the bar missing, the anchor still appears to set just as well, diving deeply into the bottom, even with this tough test on short scope, as you see the anchor chain rising up off the bottom. Oh, my goodness. It's so good to be back in the water again after so long. This is perfect sand bottom. We have anchored a little shorter than normal to test the short scope anchoring ability of this anchor, and it does amazing. Even with a strong wind and full reverse throttle, and the anchor rode is lifting off the bottom at an angle, it still didn't slip at all.
We're anchored in clear sand, but it's just a short swim to snorkel on nearby reefs full of interesting marine life.
The waters here are strewn with so many reefs that navigating can be a challenge, especially since there are almost no artificial aids to navigation. Definitely don't navigate at night, or if you don't have good light. We're using our Navionics charts and find them pretty good, and we always like to have an up-to-date cruising guide if one is available for the area. To get to the more interesting spots, you will still be doing what we call eyeball navigation, using the color of the water to judge the depth and estimate where we are on the guide. Looks like that's a nice looking anchorage. Should be totally flat for today. I don't think there's anybody there, maybe a skiff on the beach. Let's go take a look. When we were here 11 years ago, we were amazed to see the locals still using dugout canoes for transport, but having adopted cell phones for communications, and they used to come by the boat asking if we could charge the phones up. Now today they still have dugout canoes, but have added external cell phone power bricks to their communications ensemble. That's how the natives see us, I think. We're just like a mobile charging station for them. It comes and goes. It's funny.
Words got around. Soon another islander drops by for a cell phone charge, since most have no electricity.
Well, that's nice. So the idea is we can charge it up for them over the next couple hours. They've got a they've got a phone in here, I think, as well as charging cables. Yeah, so this is an iPhone, and then there's one of these battery bricks so that they can run through the night, and even a cable in case I don't have the correct charging cable.
I love the mix of technology.
Yeah,
they come
great.
in their dugout canoe to ask for help charging their phones.
Wow, look at this place. It's so gorgeous.
Hey there, what's happening?
Let's go ashore. Look at this pretty little island. So it is supposed to be the rainy season. Coming up in a little while, the rainy season is supposed to be starting, I guess, the end of this month, perhaps, the end of April. But it kind of looks like we're going to get a little bit of it today. May through November each have double the rainfall of the dry season months in the San Blas. April is a transition month with more rain, but you still get sunny periods between the showers. Just 9 degrees north of the equator, and moderated by the warm Caribbean Sea, temperatures average 27 degrees centigrade or 90 Fahrenheit in the San Blas Islands all year round.
Our next visitor isn't looking for a cell phone charge. His family is low on fresh drinking water and wants to make a trade. We have a water maker on the boat, which makes us very independent. We're happy to help and have water to spare to fill his 3-gallon jug with the water he needs. And we welcome the ripe avocado and 2 drinking coconuts we receive in return.
Do the other one too?
Dame otro pip.
Oh, so he's going to cut them for us, and then we just put
Cutting
a
them?
straw in?
Yep.
Gracias por el agua, gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Okay.
Tengo familia.
Oh, tu familia?
He says he lives on the island with his family, and we're welcome to visit if we like.
A visitarlo.
You habitar ahí?
Sí. Si quieres. Si quieres. Gracias por el agua.
Oh, nada.
Gracias para beber. Para el coco.
Sí. Chao.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bon voyage.
Adiós.
So we've traded some water. I was trying to buy the coconuts from him, but he wouldn't take any money because we'd given him water. So just see what this is like. So he's macheted off the edge. There we go. Oh wow. That is the way to have a coconut. Freight from a coconut-covered island. 11 years ago, when we were cruising in Northern Europe, we flew down to visit friends of ours on their 42-foot trawler Diesel Duck and got to experience the San Blas Islands for the first time. We met fabric artist Lisa, who became a friend and introduced us to Guna culture.
Lisa, from the village of Sidra, is a master mola maker, a role inherited from her mother who trained her.
Yes, and medicine doll also, medicine doll. Yes.
Not only does Lisa make the most exquisite molas we have yet seen,
Yes.
Lisa teaches the women of her village the proper technique for making authentic molas, creates designs, and also approves the designs of others when they're to be used in tribal ceremonies.
And this is antique design, no picture. No picture, no animal, only this design, geometrical, this part, yes. And the lady used this mola, you sleeping in this mola.
Right.
No bad spirit coming,
Ah, I see.
no bad train,
Right.
yes.
So it's good to wear
Yeah, this is for protection, yes, it's for protection.
I'm very interested in the Kuna culture, and as Lisa and her niece are leaving, Lisa invites us to join them and some of the village women on a pilgrimage into the mountains the next day.
Our visit into the jungle was one of the highlights of our trip to the San Blas back in 2011, including visiting the cemetery where Lisa's parents are buried and getting to see a little bit of a slice of life in the Kuna Yala. Now 11 years later, we meet Lisa again, who brings along her 2-year-old niece, now a young lady of 14.
Young lady.
And before, she had 2 years,
Oh,
2 years.
14 years.
Oh no.
Now it's me.
Kids everywhere, all on the phone.
Good morning.
Nuedi is good morning.
Degite nuedi, good morning.
Negite duedi,
Degite nuedi.
degite nuedi.
You asking, Degite nuedi, good morning. And thank you es nuegambi. Thank you, nuegambi.
Nuegambi.
Thank you.
Yeah?
You know, and when she had 2 years, she don't remember.
No, of course
Now
not.
it's first time.
So it was very difficult to choose because all your work is so beautiful, but we really love the ones with the symbols from nature. So these beautiful flowers, the fish in this one,
Before a spirit fish,
four
the jam,
spirit fish, and
Then-
this one I really
the incense, the chocos bean, the
This-
fire for spirit, for
yeah.
protection.
So these are spirit fish as well.
The girl.
So this will bring us good luck as your last molas did. And thank you so much for making the voyage. It was a half hour by boat to come here. But Lisa travels throughout all the islands. So if you're ever here with your own boat, watch for Lisa and look for these exquisite molas. Thank you so much.
The people who are buying Distant Shores 3 plan to replace our nearly new gasoline outboard with an electric motor, so we want to donate it to Lisa. She has been borrowing a community motor, and Lisa tells us it's been a tough year for the Guna in the pandemic. It's nice to think of the engine having a good home. It can't go with the boat when we sell it, so it's got a good home delivering molas in the Kuniala. Lockdowns have virtually eliminated her income of selling molas, but at least she has been able to build up a stock for when business can resume.
Stitches.
But you know, this is I'm making for you, present for you. You know, give me money for this mola. This is for you, give me. This is a special motor for me. I am happy. I am
thank
happy.
you.
I say I bring you for you. And this is cross for protection. Guna cross.
Oh, thank you.
This is for you.
That is a blessing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Lisa.
for you remember a new home.
Yes, yes, yeah,
I know, no tourists.
yeah.
So this is what you've made the last year because there's nobody
Yeah,
around.
remember.
No customers. Oh no.
When we buy them, we can turn them into covers for pillows,
the
or put them on the wall. Is
Or
what
for
we've done.
placemat. You
Placemat.
make
Oh, that
it
would
a
be
placemat.
good. Yeah.
Or for walk and your home.
Yes.
Or for big bag.
Yes. Oh, a
For
tote.
supermarket bag.
A tote bag. Yeah.
Regala. Regala. No, como la nunca que viste que guardo en que this is for you.
Thank you.
And this is for
Oh,
Shirley.
Cheryl. Thank you.
Maybe you put here and the for coffee.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Muchas
And
gracias.
this is my car. That she making before and when
This
younger.
is when she was
And
younger.
the younger making prefer here,
Oh, okay.
like his mama.
Thank you. It's been a really great visit. It's a great thing about cruising is you keep meeting people in different places.
Thank you for bringing the children. It was
Oh,
nice
thank you.
to see her again after 11 years.
11 years. Now they grow.
Yes, you must be very proud of her.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you for visiting and for these beautiful moles. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Lisa.
And to Canal,
Nue Gambi.
Nue Gambi.
Okay.
And Kuna say goodbye. Degi malo.
Degi malo.
Degi malo.
Degi
Degi malo
malo.
Shirley. Degi malo Paul.
Degi Malo.
Degi Malo.
Degi Malo, Lisa.
Thank you.
So it was just an amazing visit today. Just 11 years and we're meeting up with Lisa again. And her work is fantastic. I love fabric art and we have some new art for our home.
Oh, this is a dugout. Dugout with tops on it. Not just molas are sold from dugout canoes. We're visited by a vegetable vendor in this large dugout, nearly 50 feet long. The lower part of the canoe is dug out from one huge tree, then they've added high topsides around the edges to make it more seaworthy and carry more cargo. How much is all that, Cheryl?
Chef.
The chief. She's the boss. The Guna culture is matriarchal, and women are the main food distributors, decision makers, and property owners, as well as making the molas. The men fish and farm on the mainland. This is one of my favorite kind of days. Light air. This boat is really good at that. I think her big heavy keel, very deep keel, and then her big Genoa and the large main really get us some good speed when it's really light conditions. So here we've only got about 6 or 7 knots of breeze, and we're doing 5.5 knots of boat speed down the Panamanian coast. What a strange weather it is. This is unusual that we have an offshore breeze here. Normally the wind is coming from over the Caribbean, and it is just north of here. But we got a coastal effect today. And this is going to be our last, probably our last sail perhaps, on Distant Shores 3, as we've got to take her back and do the last tidying up jobs in the boatyard before we put her on the ship and she goes off to her new owners. So what a gorgeous day for the last sail. Stay tuned after the credits for a bonus feature on assembling and installing the Lewmar Epsilon Anchor.
Thanks for watching. Your views, likes, comments, and shares help us a lot. If you'd like more in-depth information and coaching, we invite you to check out the Distant Shores Cruising Club. Or why not come sailing with us? Join us aboard a voyage catamaran in the British Virgin Islands this winter. Build your skills, introduce your mate to the joys of sailing, or visit a new cruising destination with us to guide you. Info in the description below. No experience necessary. See you on the water.
It fits! Wow, it's gorgeous. That's a bit of art, this thing.